Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. This is a very, very important audio. And, if you learn this life skill, it's really going to help you across the board in so many areas of your life. Okay. You can utilize this high level of emotional maturity for your own peace of mind. Okay. And that is evaluating what is the story that you tell yourself through your experiences. What is the story that you tell yourself through your experiences? Now, this channel does deal with narcissistic abuse, and we experience a lot of dark situations when we interact with such a dark person, okay? But what is the story that you're telling yourself, and how is that story affecting your peace of mind, your ability to heal, let go, and move forward? All right. What are you focusing on within that story and replaying in your mind and telling yourself? What are you possibly adding to the story negatively that is hindering you and going against you as well? You're telling yourself stories like, of course, I attracted a narcissist. I only attract narcissists. Of course, I had a shitty relationship. All my relationships are shitty. See, this validates or verifies I am unlovable, or I don't deserve. Nobody ever cares for me. Nobody ever gives me what I deserve. I'll never have a good relationship. I'll never get married. I'll never have children. I'll never have a healthy relationship. All I've ever had, all I'll ever continue to have. Do you create a doomsday in your story? Do you beat yourself up over your head with your story? Do you make yourself less than with your story? Do you choose to look through a lens that is the most toxic and most dark aspect of a story? And how does that help you in moving forward? How does that affect your psyche? And that's what this audio is about. And this is what I want to point out to you guys, because if you can learn how to look at any light that you can find in a situation and focus on that and let that be the story that you tell yourself, it certainly will be very helpful to your peace of mind, to bringing you back to being recentered, to getting back to your happiness, and to being able to progress and move forward in the healing process. Because perspective really matters a lot in life. I'm telling you, everything is mind over matter for the most part. And I don't want to say everything. I don't like using words always, never, everything, all inclusive. But a lot of things really are mind over matter. And that perception that we have can make something extremely horrible, or it can make things a lot lighter on us. Because we got to carry that around. We're carrying our stories with us. And some stories could weigh you down. And we need to be lighter on our feet so that we can progress in the healing process. And a lot of times that's going to require us to really examine, like I said, what is the story that you're telling yourself? What is the story that you're telling yourself? And do you need to rewrite it? Or do you need to focus on another aspect of the story? Because you can acknowledge something without, engraving that to the part of the story that you have to tell yourself every day. Okay? Because something can happen to you and you don't have to dwell in it, and you don't have to get swallowed by it. You don't have to let that be the focal point all the time. You don't. I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys for a moment, and I experienced something really horrible in my life. And the best way for me to move past that situation was to look for the light side of it. And because I was able to do that and tell myself that story, it made it easier for me. It helped me progress in the healing process because I was able to look at the situation from another angle. It's all connected. And this is why I tell you guys to learn how to see different angles. Okay? And am I telling you to be delusional? Am I telling you to lie to yourself? Am I telling you to make up things or pull things out of thin air? Absolutely not. But there may be another side, another angle of things that you're not quite acknowledging. And if you are acknowledging it, you're not making that the dominant story that you're telling yourself. And you're choosing to let the most negative, dark, toxic aspects of your story be the dominant story. And it's keeping you stuck. Because when you think of all that negative, dark, toxic things, it pulls you down. It pulls you down. It makes you feel bad. So why not tell you something that will be empowering to you, that will be more uplifting? That is going to help you progress better. Is it denying? Is it turning a blind eye to something that has happened? No, it means, okay, that happened, but that's not the part of the situation that I'm going to magnify and make the main part of my story and tell myself this over and over and over. I'm not going to focus on all the abuse that I endured with this narcissist and let that be the part of the story that's dominant. I'm not going to do that. What I will say is, you know what? I had some emotional maturity that I needed to grow in my life. And, through that toxic situation, I was brought closer to, I was elevated. I was given the opportunity to increase my emotional maturity, to learn about this toxic situation so that I would never endure it again. It was the entry to my awakening in a certain point, or is one of the aspects or experiences in my life that allowed me to elevate myself overall. It was pretty crappy to go through, but I see the difference between myself then and now. And I had to go through that experience to learn what I know now, and I wouldn't give that back. I wouldn't give that back. That's one way of looking at the narcissistic abuse. And I know that a lot of you have gone through much. Most people have. And it doesn't even matter how long you were with a narcissist. It could have been a brief relationship. They could do a lot of damage in a little bit of time. I've said that time and time again. And I understand. I know the hurt. I know the purge. I have been through the process firsthand. And I've talked to many people who have. But the key word is, I've been through the process. And the story that I'm telling right now is that of a survivor and not a victim. So that's why I want you guys to really examine the story that you're telling yourself. And could that story possibly be one of the issues that's keeping you from being able to move forward successfully? Are you telling yourself that something that's counterproductive? Okay, guys, so really examine the story of the situation, because it really is a lot of times mind over matter and what you're perceiving and how you're looking at it. And the same thing goes for staying no contact. You can utilize this in successfully staying no contact with the narcissist. Minding your perceptions. What story are you telling yourself about that no contact with the narcissist? Oh, he skipped off into the sunset. He's given the love that I never got to her now. What is that going to invoke? It's going to make you think there's a lack, that you're missing something, you're less than, that you're not a part of the party, that they, that they're doing better. it creates all types of perceptions to tell yourself that story. And then what are you basing it off of? The narcissist illusions that they're putting on social media? And you know yourself when you were with them how they utilize social media to put certain images up. And what was going on behind the scenes, even during those posts. You know yourself. And if you don't know anything in your emotional maturity, you can't believe everything you see, okay? Shoot, what was that saying? Believe nothing that you see and half of what you hear. And when you're dealing with someone that's so slippery as the narcissist, you can only imagine. Okay? So we really have to examine in life the stories that we tell ourselves. You know, just because someone couldn't reciprocate love to you, doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. See, there's something wrong with me. You know, it's the stories that we tell ourselves. Maybe they're just too toxic. You know, they're not ready. They're not the one ordained for you. And that's okay. You can tell yourself that story. But you know what? I'm letting go of that. And I'm freeing myself up for the person that is for me. You see how you could tell yourself that story? I'm proud of myself for really letting go of this toxic situation. Boy, have I grown. I used to hold on to people like this. I used to chase after people like this. I used to need to get closure from people like this. I used to try to reason with ignorant people like this and waste my time, breath, energy. And now I can let go. I actually let go of that situation. I am proud of myself. I see my growth now. My standards are different now. I'm not going back to that now. I'm proud of myself. These are ways to look at that situation. I'm only going to get better now. I'm only going to end up in better situations moving forward because my boundaries, my standards, that's the story you could be telling yourself. After all that I went through, I know there's a reward waiting for me. I've done the work. I know I'm going to get everything I deserve and then some. That's the story you can tell yourself. So we really have to mind the stories that we tell ourselves in life. It really will determine, you know, our perceptions and our outlooks. You're going to have a negative outlook or a positive one. I'm telling you right now, it's going to serve you a lot better to look at the light at the end of the tunnel, to take the light out of the situation. And like I said, does it mean that I'm telling lies to myself? No. But I'm speaking life into myself. I'm speaking positivity in myself. I'm not going to be swallowed by those dark spaces and places. That was their mess. That was their toxicity that they was trying to spill into my life. But I rebuke that. I've stepped out of that. I'm not going to be a part of that. Basically, I'm not participating in that anymore. That's not for me. That was their toxicity. I won't condone it anymore. I won't be a part of it. So, you know, again, and lastly, of course, because I don't want to beat you upside the head with that, but really the type of things that we're telling ourselves, it really does matter, guys. Speak life into yourselves and your situations. Okay, I know when you're feeling so beaten down and defeated and manipulated and used and played, abused, it's very easy to then dwell and get swallowed in all the negativity and toxicity. It's very easy to do that. But it doesn't serve you. And I know life is not always fair. Life is not always fair. I know that. But there are better ways to look at situations. Someone might be complaining, oh man, I have all these bills to pay and this really sucks. This fine, that fine. I didn't have the money. Now I got to pay a late fee. I just sincerely didn't have the money, but you have the money now. Be thankful that you can pay the bills now. You know, and you complain while you're paying it, but at least you're getting rid of it. You know, you're getting rid of that debt and you can move forward in your life. I know how it is in this society. And when it just seems like everything is just about money, and it might make you feel that way. And I know in some situations it really is just about the money, And that's why they say sometimes, we're playing this game in life. You know how to play the game at times. You know what it is. Just don't make it worse for yourself if you don't have to. Some things are unavoidable. You didn't have the money and now you have that late fee. Well, God knew you didn't and He provided for you now and you can pay the bill. So just pay it and move on with your life. And whatever got you into that situation, take your lesson with you. You see what I'm saying? And instead of complaining about, oh, I could have spent that money on something else, or that late fee, I could have used it for this, could have used it for that. Look, just take care of your responsibility and move on. And I'm just taking this and just showing you guys how you can spend this in all different areas of your life. The things that we tell ourselves. You can feel down and out about, man, it's always, if it ain't one thing, it's another, or you say, you know what, I have a lot of responsibilities, but I thank God that, I'm able to take care of them, at least I'm able to take care of them. At least I'm able to square it away now, move on with my life. Small things to a giant. Money circulates back to me anyway. My life is full of abundance. It's going to come back to me anyway. My heart is pure. I paid them when I had it. Bam. I'm doing the best that I can. Thank you, God, for providing that to me. I know that you know all my needs and you will provide more. And I'm going to focus on that. If I feel like, you know what, I want more abundance in my life. I want to layer my income. I want to make sure that I have a certain level of comfort. I'm going to put my focus there and not on the fact that I had to pay this lame ass bill to these people who wanted to nickel and dime me. I'm not going to keep putting my energy there. Okay, yep, you got it. It's squared away. Bam, it's coming back to me. It's circulating back to me. You see what I'm saying? The people that talk to themselves that way, they're going to do better in life than the people that choose to be, stay on the negative end of things. Yes, it's true that things can happen. You can feel victimized in the moment, but it's your choice to stay there. Okay? All right, guys. I hope that this is helping somebody right now in their emotional maturity, because this is a great video on that. A great video on that. If this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit the like button. This is something so simple yet complicated that you can do in every decision. And you're being mindful about the stories that you're telling yourself. And I'm telling you, it will lift your mood in a moment. If you choose to look at it that way and let that be your story. Okay? And let that be your story. It's all about how you're looking at that situation. All right? So again, if this video resonates with you, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. It might be up to 500 videos now, but we're approaching 500 videos if we haven't hit that mark yet. And helping people understand narcissistic abuse, increase their emotional maturity, understand relationships, especially the ones that we have with ourselves, right? Because that's what life is full of, relationships every day with people, places, and things. All right. And learning how to step out of our emotions and into our logic, or balance the two. Because sometimes we do need to step into our emotions. Sometimes we do need to feel. And other times we darn sure need to be in our logic. Okay. Knowing when and how to balance that and manage that from our day to day and situation to situation. I've written 4 therapeutic books, guys. You can get signed copies off my website, www.lakiacrawford.com. They're also available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and CreateSpace.com. Okay? Ebook versions and hard copies. I have no-narc merchandise on my website, LakiaCrawford.com, matching t-shirts and caps, bumper stickers, coffee mugs. Make your statement against narcissistic abuse. All right. You can also go on my website if you want to have a one-on-one with me. Invest in yourself. I know I've seen 2 therapists through my healing. All right, not one, but two. All right, I do offer coaching for people who want to recenter in life, for people who are healing from narcissistic abuse or any type of toxic situation, for people who are setting goals and trying to reach them in life, all types of things I help coach people through. All right. I do voice calls, FaceTime, Skype. I do email coaching, and I just offered mobile coaching or text messaging support. A limited amount of people can have that at one time, but I do offer it, and I still have slots available for that. I have a Patreon, guys. It's a happy medium between YouTube and my website. You can get services there and save money through a monthly membership. I have multiple or several tiers available. You can go through them and see which could meet your needs. But you save a lot of money going through Patreon and still ending up getting a lot more access to me and exclusivity, okay? I will have extended videos and versions of videos that will never go on any platform but Patreon. So you're going to get some more sauce from me there. I have guaranteed weekly live chats on Patreon. Ask me anything. So it's a great time to get in and pick my brain on anything. All right, so go on over to Patreon. That link is below here, and make that investment, and especially if you feel like, you have suffered some financial abuse with a narcissist and you may not be able to go on my website and pay those full prices. Patreon, like I said, is a happy medium between YouTube and my website. I also have the support group on Facebook for survivors of narcissistic abuse. All right, and that's under Lakia Reflection and Progression Crawford. That link should be under all of my videos, guys. Just go ahead and touch it, inbox me, and let me know that you are a survivor, because I get a lot of requests, but I need to know that you're a survivor first, okay? With that being said, guys, take what you can from any and all of my videos to help you on your journey. I do put them into playlists to help find different topics, okay? So, just take the information. There's a lot of it on here. Great ways to support the channel, of course, is to like, comment, and share. It helps YouTube algorithm push the material forward. All right. The channel does accept donations via PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. I do have an Amazon wish list for anyone who ever wanted to send a gift to Coach Lakia. All right. With all of that being said, guys, just continue to do the work. And, mind those stories that you're telling yourself. All right. Until next time, guys, please take care.